Welcome back to another video. In this video I have some news about the car regarding issues with the car. So last video you guys saw that I had to get the front tires replaced. The back tires need to be replaced also, but they're not as bad as the front tires. The front tires were balding, got those replaced. That's good, that's fine. And when buying a car with this high miles, you can expect things like that, which I didn't really expect the tires to go wrong, but I did expect other stuff that I'm going to be explaining in this video. So none of this stuff is too bad. Nothing mechanically wrong with the car, which is what I was most hoping of. I had to get an inspection after I got the car because it was a Sunday and it was out of state, so it wasn't as easy to, have all these things just go through. I'm just happy I got the car, and I'm not really upset by any of this by any means. I am a little upset by the transparency of the seller because he said he took great care of this car, which has shown to not be so true, and he just, didn't really, and his word just didn't really keep up. So I got an inspection from the Infiniti dealership, which I know you are not supposed to believe everything in the dealership says because they're going to try to upsell you and get you on things that don't really matter as much. But I did notice some of these things myself, so I just went ahead and I picked up the parts, and I'm going to be replacing those here probably in some future videos. Probably the video after this might be, starting on some of that stuff. So if you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe to see when that video drops. I'm also trying to upload every Friday, so if you guys want to know when I drop videos, that's usually when I try to come up with videos. It should be every Friday. So here's the paper of things that are wrong with the car. First, the car is a 2006 G35 coupe, for anybody that doesn't know. It has 156,000 miles for anybody that doesn't know also. So a lot of this stuff does come with having mileage on the car. And I don't think any of it is really just because somebody was too hard on the car. I'm pretty sure a lot of these are probably original parts, and that's why they're breaking now, because it has 156,000 on it. I'm pretty sure the last owner didn't drive this car for the last, I think, year or two of ownership he had of the car. So that's why he might not have, known about these things as much, or not been paying as much attention, or maybe even forgot about them. So we're gonna start off with the simple stuff that you would have to do to any car, no matter when you get it, and that would be all the fluids. So obviously I'm gonna have to replace the oil fluid. So obviously I'm gonna have to replace all the fluids like brake fluid, oil, transmission fluid, diff fluid, and I probably don't have to replace every single one of those, but I do want to just make sure that I know when they were replaced last, because I have no previous service records because the guy didn't send them when he said he was going to send them. That's fine. It's fine. And I'm going to replace those fluids for now, and later I'll probably replace the rest of the fluids. I think there's only a couple more fluids, but I'll probably do that later on. So the first thing that says is wrong on this paper is the license plate bulbs, and the bracket's actually completely rusted out on it, and the bulbs are kind of just hanging there, so that has to be replaced, but it's not the most important thing. I could honestly probably put some double-sided tape up there or something like that and keep those up there, because they're kind of just hanging down, and I'm really not even sure how you would replace that, because you have to get under there and replace that. Also staying kind of near the license plate portion of the car, the two bolts and nuts where the license plate would actually screw into rusted out, so I have to pick up some plastic clips to replace those. So another thing on here is the engine air filter. It's got a yellow mark, which means may need future attention. Cut that out, please. Why am I saying please to myself? Another thing on here, probably one of the biggest things on here, was the front suspension. There was fluid leaking from the suspension, so I'm going to go ahead and replace those. I honestly probably don't have to replace everything in here. I think some of the stuff may need future attention, but the car has 156,000 miles on it, so I might as well, and the parts aren't ridiculously expensive, so it's really not too big of a deal. I also have a pretty bad exhaust leak in the car, and I'm probably not going to worry too much about that right now. I think I'm going to hopefully go with an aftermarket exhaust in the future. I'm really not sure though, because they're really expensive. Obviously they are, but I'm not really sure what I want to do with that right now. As for now, I'm just going to wait though and keep it how it is for a while. Sounds not the best, but we're going to see what I can do later. Another thing in the car, the control arms are also, the bushings are worn out, so I'm going to go ahead and replace the control arms in the car. A lot of this probably, me saying this now, honestly, I could be wrong. Maybe none of this stuff needs replaced, but again, the whole channel is I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe I just wasted a bunch of money. Who knows? Who cares? But I'm going to be replacing the control arms and the struts in the car. So those are the biggest things that I'm going to be replacing probably. I also need a new battery. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in a previous video, but I do need a new battery. I've had that tested in multiple places, and the battery is bad. One of the terminals was also loose and it didn't start one time, but it started pretty good for the past couple of days. So it's not my biggest concern right now. I am definitely going to be replacing that in the future though. And my rear brakes are also really, really bad. I think the guy said that they were at 1 millimeter, which who knows, but I can definitely tell that the brakes are pretty worn down on there. So I'm going to be replacing those. The front brakes I'm pretty sure are alright. And the final thing is my right rear caliper is seizing. That was pretty cheap too. I think a caliper is only like 40-50 bucks with the core charge, and then you just got to send the old one back. So it's not too bad. Nothing really huge in this. So like I said, the main things are all the fluids are going to be flushed. Then I'm going to be replacing the control arms, the struts, the caliper, and the brakes. Those are the biggest things. I'm not going to really worry about any of the other things on here right now, because none of that stuff is really that major. But you can definitely tell the control arms are needed to be replaced in the car. I already kind of knew that going into this before I got the inspection, and so I'm definitely a little more confident on the stuff being accurate than I would be. And I know I probably should have got a second opinion from another mechanic, but it's not my biggest concern right now. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this stuff anyway. Again, I could look really dumb. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I guess this is what we're doing. That's pretty much it for this video, just going over what's wrong with the car, what I'm going to need to be doing, what I'm going to do to the car, and just the stuff that I got to fix. A little bit of a different video, but I appreciate you guys for watching it and sticking to the end if you guys did. Like the video if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe to see more content when I post. Hopefully every Friday, again, is what we're shooting for right now, and I've, stuck to that. So I got a couple more videos on the channel if this is your guys' first video that you guys are watching, so be sure to go watch those, and I thank you guys for watching this video again. Peace.